So we are now going Group A racing. Tim Coleman at the helm of Violet Tendencies. Geez, I love the way the colour changes on this boat as the sunlight hits it in different angles. So Violet Tendencies on track. Dylan Matthews, the navigator. For Coleman Marine, Tim Coleman himself builds his boat. It is an A and B driven boat with Tim Betts, the Tim and Timmer of the Tims. This is looking like a better run than last time. So Tim Coleman with a 58.276, 58.276. You said you've got to go and fill the car up, yeah?
Yeah.
So who's driving?
Me.
Can you get a licence when you're under 18 here?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, like the past 20 years.
Oh. All right, so it will be Luigi. Shane Travers now with Hannah Berry. Radioactive. This is Group A qualifying 4. Glasgow Engineering and Design, Coleman Marine and Performance, Ford L Garage, Steve-O's Distributors. This young man from Ford L just doing a great job behind the wheel of a Radioactive. Point and shoot for the Mouthfresh flag. Got through that transitional area from one side of the track to the other very nicely indeed. Hannah Berry, her first season as a navigator, doing a wonderful job. And across the line there for Shane Travers with a 55.303. Tony Reid now off the trailer in the Drill Co machine. Andrew Bakey, the navigator here. We discussed a little bit earlier about their big crash in Wanganui. Went upside down. The helmets, in fact, broke off. Helmets designed for impact, not water going up the back of the seats, and broke brand new helmets. Still at it, the name of the boat. Tony Reid, the whitest legs of any man. Shifty Sports Bar and TAB in New Plymouth looking after these guys as Waitara Super Liquor as well. And if you know Uncle Tony, you know why. He's got a thirst that an elephant would be proud of. Thank you to Roylo for that message as well. I do appreciate that. Yes, I do apologise for overhearing the microphone. We've got the cameraman right next to us on the deck here, and we're not usually used to that. So Tony Reid, 55.250. Yes, so that actually picked up the microphone there, and I do apologise for that. But g'day to everybody watching in Australia, watching the jet sprinting. So the commentary microphone was in fact off, but it just picked it up on the camera microphone was the way that that one worked. Whoops.
I'm Grant just told me to go to the gull up there, but there's no servo station. There's no shop. So apparently it's real cheap.
Oh, righto. No worries. Dean and Aaron Riddick from New Plymouth out on track at the moment. Merit RV, the Taranaki Terror. You can see the shark teeth on the side there representing the shark that cruises the coast of the Naki region. Riddick married only last weekend, so apparently it was a fairly decent old shindig as the Meremere RV machine across the line with a 52.480, 52.480. Yes, live microphones can always be interesting, ladies and gentlemen, so again I do apologise if that's disturbed your day. So we now go hyper sprint racing with Phil Dick, the mechanical engineer, designer and boat builder from Hamilton. It is Hayden Digby Smith, the amateur systems engine and e-sport athlete, that he's doing the navigational duties. The JDC Hyper Sprint 4000 is the hull, the Scott 8.5 inch jet unit. This boat's self-funded and sponsored by Jet Design Co. So Phil Dick, in his first season of racing, had some fantastic odds, spent a lot more time in the grass than he did in the water, but has overcome those sort of mismanagement ideals and really starting to make some moves forward. Although, having said that, had a pretty big and decent off at Wanganui last time out, got his head around this rotation, certainly got used to the speed of these jet sprint boats, and Phil Dick across the line with, we'll get back to you with the time there. Phil Dick, that time is not right showing on my computer screens. The timing just continued. There's a little bit of a gremlin in the timing there. We'll get back to you with that one in a minute. Getting sighted now, Clayton and Mandy Tisdall coming up to the line. So these guys from Tapanui on the South Island, Clayton Tisdall, the digger operator. This jet speed hull looking fantastic at the moment. Clayton really got the bit between the teeth here this weekend. Just looking sensational. These two really working well together. Husband and wife, driver and navigator. You can see Mandy Tisdall's arm usually very, very clearly out the front of the boat. They have in-helmet communications as well as Mandy doing the hand movements to make sure that Clayton is well and truly on course for where he needs to be on the racetrack. That's a nice line. So Clayton Tisdall pushing hard. The time he wants to beat is a 52.4, and he's going to do that easily with a 49.934. Clayton Tisdall to the top, some 2.5 seconds quicker than Dean Riddick.
Well, I'm pretty sure he just picked it up from somewhere.
Just waiting for Neil Marshall of Eagle Automotive to make his way to the start line. So Eagle Automotive with Neil Marshall. Don't forget the Stinger race boats there as well. Neil and Jamie Christmas just in cahoots there together out of New Plymouth, building Stinger race hulls. The industrial coatings inspector on the offshore rigs is Neil Marshall. Jay Hayden, the nurse from TA to Wamutu. Can never name the name of that town quite right. The 410 cubic inch Dart engine is what Neil Marshall has behind him as the power plant. So a little bit later I'll be joined in the commentary tower by Leighton Shrek Manel. He's just undertaking the managerial duties of the president at the moment as Neil Marshall gets across the line with a 49.237. Neil Marshall quicker than Clayton Tisdall by 0.607. Really having a crack at that, to be fair, but yeah. So Bethany and her brother Jonathan are proud supporters of Darcy Redstone and Sam in the Group B. Great to see you guys online there. Catching up with a few here and there as Sean and Faye Rice drop their stuff here. And, oh no! Sean Rice ducked into the speed bowl way too early. Had to rethink it. The Sprint Tech hull designed beautifully, handles beautifully. That could have been all over. Sean Rice really driving very hard indeed. Saw that mistake there. A little bit untidy out of that hairpin. Needs to put that behind him. Carrying on now is Sean and Faye Rice, the Leak Kitchens. So Sean Rice across the line there, 48.859, straight to the top of the table. And a few mistakes in there, so he'll certainly be able to bring those times down. Really lucky to get away with that double dip into the big sweeping clockwise direction of the speed bowl at the bottom end of the track. Qualifying for Group A, Cy Gibbon at the helm of the Novus Auto Glass machine. Donna Thompson in the navigator's seat. Cy Gibbon, beautifully prepared Stinger race hull. So a little bit of an ease off getting into that speed bowl. Novus, show us your crack, a great class replacement, and indeed they fix him up as well as Cy Gibbon into that hairpin. Boy, he wasn't as good in there as the last qualifying run. That was a little bit untidy. Maybe the wind and the waves playing a little bit of a part in that, but Cy Gibbon now into the right-hander. Oh, the boat just not sitting well in through there at all, but Cy Gibbon keeping up it and across the line there in a 48.048. So Simon Gibbon into P1 by 0.8 of a second quicker than Sean Rice. We now go to the B driver of Violent Tendencies, Betsy and Jojo. Betsy, Tim Betts behind the wheel, Jojo, the truck driver doing the navigational duties. The boat that's purple 1 minute, brown the next. Looked a bit maroon going through there and had a bit of a gold tinge in it as well. So Betsy, the big ease off into the hairpin, boat sitting nicely as it goes through that hairpin. Tim Betts really all over this rotation with the assistance of Jojo in the navigator's seat. The boat looking very, very comfortable at the moment. Probably not the speed that we would like to hope for these guys at this point. Tim Betts across the line with a 57.436, somewhere down near P8 at the moment for qualifying round number 4. As we cast our eyes down onto that launch ramp with Super Mario Ross Travers coming out for his run. Amanda Kitto, the farm worker from Takino. Takino.
Yeah.
Tikakino. Righto. All right, we've got the translators in the commentary box. So Ross Travers, Radioactive, Evening Motorsport on board these guys, as well as the Lincoln Sports and Social Club, and of course the Fordell Garage. Amanda Kitto doing the navigational duties here. Simon Gibbon posted a 48.048, and Ross Travers were well down there with a 52.224, 52.224. Ross Travers well off the pace where he would like to be seeing himself, but now it is world number one Ollie Silverton, the man who works for drainage systems out of Hamilton, behind the helm. Jess Sitt, the marketing manager for PSP Building Brands from Auckland, sitting in the navigator's chair. For Clearview and Suntough translucent roofing, Ollie Silverton made a mistake during qualifying 2. Qualifying 3, he came hot. Now in qualifying 4, will he just have that mistake well and truly behind him at the moment? You would have to say yes. Jess Sitt with a hand so ever calmly, not the big movements with this pairing, who've been doing a wonderful job year in, year out. That hairpin is just sensational, the way Ollie Silverton gets around that. Jess Sitt is having a really good look, just a little bit knifey in there with the sprint tech was Ollie Silverton. This is going to be a fast time. Oh yes, 47.413 Ollie Silverton. He's about 0.6 quicker than Simon Gibbon. Great run for Ollie Silverton. So that winds out our qualifying 4 for the Group A with Ollie Silverton, Simon Gibbon, Sean Rice, Neil Marshall, Clayton Disdall and Ross Travers making up the top 6. We are now going to go qualifying 4 in the unlimited category.